Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy back with another episode of Bullish's Top Stocks to Watch this week. This week, I'm joined by my two dogs chilling here. Hopefully, they'll be good. We'll see if they start barking or whatever. They see a squirrel and take off. Before we get into it, though, just a couple things. Hey, these are only my opinions. Do your own due diligence. This is all IMO. Also, give me a sub here. Give us a sub here. Give me and my dogs a sub here. Real underscore or on YouTube right here or real underscore bullish. Follow us social media. Let's talk. Let's engage. Let's talk some shit. I really enjoy having conversations and stuff. If I've looked like shit more than normal, I'm sorry. I just gave double blood, so double red blood cells because I have that good B positive blood, and I guess I produce a lot of red blood cells. So they asked, hey, can you do double red blood cells? We'll give you back your plasma and stuff. And I was like, yeah. So I'm really lightheaded. Haven't really eaten yet, but I got a shake here. I did leg day. I did some cardio. Doing this. So after this, I'm going to eat. If I don't pass out, if I pass out, hopefully I don't. But let's get into some news for the week. Big Russia cyber attack, cyber hack. They're saying it might be Russia. Probably is. Hey, again, IMO. Don't sue me, Russia. But I'd expect defense stocks to have an upward trajectory like FireEye and shit like that. It was like a solar winds hack, and if you know government, they fucking love some solar winds. So we did not. And also, hey, going into, we don't have a stimulus Band-Aid bill yet, but they're looking to pass a 900 billion with the B. They said that, hey, we'd have something by Christmas. I know I keep saying he's pushed, but hey, I'm just reporting what I'm seeing as well. So it looks like it's going to be about $600 for most Americans and $300 in unemployment support. So hopefully we get that for people that need it. Markets are going to go react positively when we get that news. So as soon as you see that, I would expect markets to kind of react positively. They're already kind of reacting kind of positively, basically with looking at kind of like the glow up, the end of year glow up or Santa Claus melt up, as people are calling it. So yeah, we'll see more about that. Also, I'd expect, I'd expect like consumer place to really benefit from that. Miyagi's having the time of his life. You can see him. Oh man, he looks like he's having fun. Also, Moderna won a COVID vaccine approval late on Friday. So that makes two companies, Moderna and Pfizer, that have vaccines that are rolling out. Great sign for getting a semblance of normalcy, right? And also, of course, good for markets as well. So, I would expect, hey, hopefully we kind of keep on making that great progression there and helping the people out and stuff that need it. So also Bitcoin flew off the rails. If you can see my screen bottom right, I don't think it shows. I don't know why my Bitcoin is like frozen for my charting shit, but it froze like on Friday, which sucked. But it sailed past 20K, landed on 24K. I'm done trying to downplay. Like, I'm a big Bitcoin fan. I mean, I don't know anyone that uses it, but I know that a lot of institutions, the latest one, Visa, like playing into them. Visa, Square, PayPal, they're all buying into it. This is different from the 2017 fucking blow up of Bitcoin. Institutional people are buying into it. Now let's see if regular people start using it. I have no idea anyone who uses Bitcoin. I asked that question, I think it was on Monday with some friends. There was four of us. I was like, hey, out of us, who uses Bitcoin ever? No one fucking raised their hand. Maybe people I don't, but hey, I still like to play it like a regular stock. But anyways, also coming up on Monday, coming up news, Tesla is going to join the S&P on Monday. That's the big day we've been looking at. But anyways, let's look at the markets. Hey, the QQQs are up. They had that really good area as we talked about last week. This was an area of resistance. Why did I say resistance? It was hitting this line and bouncing off, trying to hit it again, bouncing off. Well, it cracked it. It bounced below it 2 weeks ago. Now it's above it, using as support. Bouncing off of that, we had the SPY, good gains as well. The Dow was a little bit like flat to down for this week. Bitcoin was up like 25%. So, hey, still like we're seeing that end of year glow up that we talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, that Santa Claus melt up, where, hey, people are just kind of like, we're seeing those gains. And also we're getting like more good news, stimulus hopes keep on pushing out and stuff like that. But anyways, hopefully we see more of the same coming into it. I'll go into that one next, but of course we're going to start into the stocks that I'm watching for the week and why. And of course, I'm going to start off just really quick. I'm going to make this quick because I'm about to pass out. I already feel lightheaded. Man, when they put that shit back into when they put your plasma and your saline back into it, it just felt cold. My nipples got hard and shit. I've done it twice. I've given plasma before a bunch of times. I'm getting blood, but this is like the second time I got double red blood cells, and they kind of separate, and you see all your fucking shit in the machines and stuff. It looks like you're in the Matrix and shit, and they're harvesting you, and they start putting that stuff back into you, and then you get all cold. So I'm freezing right now. Very woozy. But anyways, looking at Tesla real quick, the reason why I wanted to look at Tesla, we talked about it last week. I was like, hey, these charts are super interesting. We saw kind of like a really weird, at the week level, we saw a really weird pattern to me. We had some stormy overheads. We have an indecision doji, like a spinning top. But that led into using this, like we said, for the past 2 weeks. Hey, this 600 line here was resistance. Then it was support. And then Tesla used that support to keep going up. It hit a high of 695. If things hit 695, they're gonna hit 700. If things hit like in the high 90s, they hit 100, in my opinion. And it's like a thing in the investing community. I don't remember who said it. It wasn't me, but still, I follow that. Hey, I would ride this up to 700, but hey, from there, I don't know what's gonna happen. Honestly, I'm not playing it right now. I want to see what's gonna happen, what the new normal after the S&P inclusion is. Kind of mixed here, but it's very extended off of this 10 EMA line. Tesla's a really interesting one to look at. Like I said, hey, because of the S&P inclusion. The awesome thing about that, though, so far, we've had volume over average. We haven't had bullish volume over average in what, 3.5 months, basically, since this volume coming in. So we had steadily increasing volume coming in, supporting these higher numbers. We have RSI pulling up here. It's at the week level, it's a high of like 80. But of course, Tesla's a hot run. It can run 85 before it needs to correct. Moving average convergence, divergence is still strong. So still, like if I'm looking at Tesla at the week level and even at the day level, this is a strong bitch. Like this one right here, I don't really like this as much. Hopefully we'll see like some sell-off and support here at this 655 line, as we saw that this was resistance and then it popped over. And now, it looks like, it wants to keep going because we see this volume coming in heavy here. RSI is just starting to pick up. Right now it's at 72. This thing can run, 79, probably even more than that. Yeah, about 79 still run without having to correct. Like I said, hey, we got volume. We got really good price increases here. We have the moving average convergence, divergence still moving. So I think that, hey, if I'm looking at this tomorrow morning, still Tesla can hit 700 and keep on going. But at the same time, this is very over like what anyone I thought was going to do. But hey, so if you're still in it, it looks good at the week, at the day level, but also don't be the last one holding that back because people are going to start taking their fucking profits. I'm a big Tesla fan, like we know, and I know that hey, there's a catalyst. December 21st is the catalyst. That was a day we've been looking at for about a month and a half. It's upon us. It's tomorrow, or whenever you've seen this. It's Monday, and indexes are going to start buying it heavily. But at the same time, whoa, shit, man, be careful. Don't be the last one holding the bag. And if you are the last one holding the bag, take your 5% loss and take it, because Tesla, when it sells off fucking hard. It runs hard, but it also sells off hard. But I like it actually. Looking at the week, day level, like I said, hey, I'm liking it. I don't know if I'm going to get into it yet. We'll see. It's going to be a game time decision for me. But one that I am in still, and one that I'm loving, is Salesforce CRM. As we saw, I think 2 weeks ago when I first started looking at it, and it had a really hard sell off. Basically, and these are 2 recycled and 1 new ones. I've been moving, and stuff like that. I've been trying to I didn't even really play the markets last week. Played a little bit. I played Salesforce and I played like Nike, which fucking boom, Nike kills it for me. Thank you, Nike. But I hadn't been really looking at it as much. So now that I'm set up in my new office, hopefully it's going to be a lot easier to kind of keep up with this. But the past week have been crazy. Anyways, Salesforce, I was looking at this 2 weeks ago. I still love the charts even more now. And the reason why I love the charts is there was a $27 billion cash and stock acquisition announcement, like we talked about, of Slack, 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that. They had both companies have great earnings. They're both led by smart fucking people that are like leaders in their own right. They disrupt companies, right? They disrupt industries, right? This is what these 2 people do. They're kind of, one got acquired by the other, CRM, Salesforce. The market didn't like it, as you saw here. Really hard sell-off. But what I really liked about this, when I was looking at it, is it slammed really hard into this support line. If you've been watching this for the past 2 weeks, hey, this is a support line. I was looking at 220. So far, it's been holding that line. It's been playing with it, and then hopefully it wants to start taking off. But the interesting thing for me for Salesforce and why I'm still looking at it and still super excited about it is because it had really hard sell-off. You see this volume over average, higher, lower, and then that turned into bullish green buyers coming in over average. That's the thing. That's what I stress with people. You look at price. If you want to make it as simple as you can, look at the price action and look at the fucking volume. Is there volume over average? And over average is relative to each different stock. You know what I'm saying? Get some little cheap. What I use to chart right here. It's not rocket science. It's free. You can use anything online and do it the same thing. It's not. If you need some help, let me know. But anyways, you see that. You see the RSI. It was dipping. it's starting to turn over the RSI. So as you saw, that as RSI goes down, that means people are selling. As it go up, that means people are buying. But there's extremes. There's reversal on the bottom, reversal on the top. It's actually it leveled out. It's coming back up. Same it looks like with the MACD. The MACD wants to cross over and it's keep going. In the way in my mind how I frame it, RSI is a faster moving indicator, and MACD is like like the tailwinds. It's like slower to kind of cross over and stuff like that. So you'll sometimes see RSI react faster than MACD, but I like that this is reacting and MACD looks like it wants to come at the week level. Where if you don't have a lot of time in your day or your week, hey, just look at the week level movements, and plot it out this way. If you can only look at it one way, look at the week level and then maybe even look at the day level. And that's really all you have to do for people who aren't super into it. But anyways, at the day level, it's looking even better. For the past 3 or 4 days, I've been kind of buying these little dips and shit. As long as it didn't break over this 220 line, like I was fine with it. And now it wants to start to rise at the day level off of that support line that's been there for the past 2 or 3 weeks that we started looking at it, right? And now you see how this like area people were selling off, it was coming back down. It wanted to bounce off of it, and now it's getting a bigger reaction for the MACD. You know why though? Because volume over average is starting to come back in and stuff. The MACD right here is starting to cross over to be bearish or bullish. Sorry, from bearish. Now hopefully we can start taking off in there, and maybe I'll start pyramiding, buying into it. Like pyramiding is maybe a little bit more advanced than we talk about here, but basically pyramiding means like, hey, I'm going to start buying, averaging up a little bit at a time. You don't want to do it too many times. You're going to have a solid base. Like, hey, I bought 100 shares, and then I buy, like, it kind of goes up 2 or 3% from my buy price that I'm happy about. It goes up 2 or 3%. You buy maybe another 20 shares, then you buy another 20 shares. You don't want to do it too many times because your price starts coming up. But hey, this is for me something that I would love, because hey, I'm a believer in Salesforce CRM. This is one that I wouldn't mind holding for a long time, especially because it was a great movement. It's holding the support line, and now hopefully we start taking off, especially with the end of the year melt up, that Santa rally. Let's go, let's do it. So we had Tesla, we had Salesforce CRM. I'm fucking lightheaded as fuck. Let's go into the last one real quick. Let's go. All right. I think it was GDYN Holdings. There's coffee in here too. I put like protein and coffee together and some creatine and some ice with some water. Oof, man, it gets you there. But anyways, I need that after this leg day. I started doing high volume leg day. High volume for me is like 20 reps or more. My shit is smoked. Anyways, Grid Dynamics Holdings. The reason why I'm looking at this, and you might be like, what the fuck is that? I didn't know what. Basically, I was looking at some insider trading, and the reason this is the most speculative play I've had in a while. And I get it, all plays are speculative in a way. This one for me, I was looking at huge insider buying on 12/18. 12/18 was actually on Friday, so very recent insider trading. The EVP, so Executive Vice President of Customer Success, Victoria Livshitz. Literally, shit is in her name. SHIT. Victoria Livshitz bought a total of $1.5 million worth of shares at the price of $11.72. We're at $11.99 right now. So hey, she bought we're at 11.23 right now ish. So she bought a $1.5 million of shares over the price that we're at right now. I love that because hey, it shows insider buying at the EVP. She's been with the company for I looked her up. I kind of stalked her on the website, on LinkedIn and shit. You got to do your own due diligence. It's insane. You do due diligence like that. She's been with the company for 16 years and was the chief technology officer at one point. So she's an engineer by trade. She was at Sun Microsystems. She was at Ford. She ain't no dummy. She's a smart person, And if she's buying $1.5 million worth of shares at $11.72, that's worth looking at. Charts, I will say the charts don't look the best to me yet. What I do like about the charts is it shows a clear channel, a clear 2 parallel lines connecting the lows, connecting the highs together on the recent move up. What I don't like about it is at the high end of the channel. Usually when stuff gets over here, you would think it's going to break out, but it doesn't always do that. The majority of the times, I would say it doesn't do that. It sells off. But also for this one, it hadn't been, this one hasn't been trading for too long. 39. So this is relatively new in terms of the company, but it shows that, hey, it's a good price. There's a clear channel going up over the time that it's been trading. I like that all the indicators are moving up. What I don't like I said, it's close to this channel. So I want to see what it's going to do here. If it's going to move closer to try to break out of this channel, hopefully not. I want to see a nice sell-off here a little bit. And I think the charts kind of support that because you see RSI kind of poking down a little bit, but at the week level, but it's very extended off of this 10 line. I want the buy price to be as close to this blue line as possible for an uptrend because that means the price isn't too far extended yet. It is extended right now for the past, it had a movement 1, 2, 3, about over a month ago. It had a strong movement off of that, which isn't the worst thing, but I want to wait. I want to wait a little bit, but I think that this week will present a really interesting buying opportunity because of that insider buying here, but also because this RSI looks like it wants to sell off a little bit. Honestly, the MACD is still looking strong. The day level actually still doesn't look that good. Basically, it's ping-ponging here. It has a lot of selling volume over average coming in, so that's bringing down the RSI at the day level. Bearish. It's bringing the MACD down, not like steeply down, but it's moving down MACD. So it looks like it wants to sell off a little bit more, which I understand because it was getting close to this channel level. So I want to see it cool off, but I want to keep it on my radar and maybe not play it right now, but wait to see what it's going to do. What I would love to see happen is it kind of bounces off of this support line here of 1111. And that's for me what I'm looking at. Is it going to hit 1111? Is it going to stay there? If it starts staying at 1111, I'm going to keep it in that area because it showed a respect for it earlier. It showed a respect for it, a few days ago, even a week ago, slammed into that line 1111, then kind of tried to play off of it. So I want to see it bounce between this in this clear channel that we looked at here at the support and resistance, and eventually when it's ready, when it consolidates a little bit more, because right now it's consolidating. Consolidating means it's bouncing between these lines. When I see the indicator start to go up, which could be this week, it could be next week, it could be in a month. I think this is going to be an interesting one because it's the company's in that whole like data analysis, data synthesizing, data telling you what you need to know about customers and stuff like that. It's a technology play, data play, hot industry. When you look up the people, it's based out of Eastern Europe. There's a lot of Eastern European people in the company, which I don't, hey, but they still have offices in California and stuff. I like America shit, but also, hey, this is an interesting setup with a lot of insider buying, which I enjoy. All right, I'm going to wrap this shit up real quick. Before I pass out, I'm going to go eat the biggest pizza you've ever seen. It's going to be so good. I'm going to eat a medium pizza by myself. I had Tesla because of the S&P inclusion. Tesla charts like sexy as fuck, honestly. It scares me because the price is so extended. And honestly, like the fundamentals are out the window for this one. It's just people buying this hype and shit. In my opinion, IMO, but still, if there's opportunity there to day trade it or swing trade it, I'm going to keep it within a day, within a couple days, because Tesla can sell off real hard when it wants to. And I think a lot of people are going to want to start taking their gains from Tesla. Salesforce CRM, like we said, hey, those charts look really good to me for Salesforce CRM. I think it's a great opportunity. It's consolidating right now. As long as it stays over this line here of 220.78, I feel comfortable with it. And also Grid Dynamics, because of that huge insider buying that came in from my girl Victoria Live Shits. I love that name. I do take a lot of live shits. But anyways, all right, I want to see that go through. Those are the three I'm looking at. I appreciate you tuning in. Hey, like I said, these are only my opinions. Do your own due diligence. Jane doesn't give a shit about what I'm saying. Follow real_bullish wherever you get your social media poison. Let's talk, let's engage. And if you need some help, and if I can help you or you can help me, hey, let's get it. Stay bullish. Good luck to all. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and we need to start social distancing more, All right, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Peace.